Hey guys, welcome to today's Vehicle Visionary. Today's video comes as a request from one of my subscribers, and of course you're always welcome to leave in the comments your requests of what vehicles you would like to see me feature here on the Vehicle Visionary YouTube channel. In the case of today's video, we're going to take a look at the 2022 version of the Ram 2500. This is the Tradesman Crew Cab 4x4 that we're going to look at, and obviously there's multiple trim levels as you can see on your screen, depending on your needs and or budget, or just simply what you want. And for 2022, what's new with this truck is the option of a virtual rear view mirror. I borrowed this truck from my friends at Bears Town and Country, and what you can expect to find on this particular model of truck is impressive power and torque from the available diesel engine. You'll also have a versatile high-tech cabin, especially on the higher trim levels, comfortable seats, and a quiet cabin for such a large truck. We'll prove that on the test drive in a little bit. And the Power Wagon trim offers massive off-road capabilities if that's something you are interested in. And of course, on an HD truck like this, you really cannot get away without not having a full-size spare tire. These are 18-inch rims. You're going to find the 18-inch rim also for the spare tire. And by the way, what size fuel tank do you have? Well, 31 gallons to be exact. I can't really get in there and show you too much of that, but it's there, trust me. And let's see how talented I am. Can I do this one-handed? Oh, what do you know? I can. I really like the way these towing mirrors work. It's kind of just a cool little feature. Nothing new, but I just think it's kind of cool. Under the hood of the bright white 4x4 Tradesman is the 6.7 liter Cummins turbo diesel, putting out 370 horsepower and 850 pound-feet of torque. The engine is mated to a 6-speed automatic transmission. And what about payload and towing numbers in this exact truck that we're looking at today? With a rear gear of 373, the towing capacity comes in at 18,290 pounds and the payload at 2,300 pounds. Okay, let's talk about the interior and large door bins. I do like the size of these door bins here. And you do have a reasonable amount of space back here. I'll hop up in there in just a second. Of course, there is, let's see if I can lift. I said I'm not going to lift anything, didn't I? But I lifted right there. But thankfully, those seats are not very heavy and hard to lift. Of course, storage space underneath, and you do have a couple of air conditioning vents back here, as you can see. And by the way, what is the interior color? It's Black and Deisel Gray. I've never heard of a color such as Deisel Gray, but it fits. So let's see here if I can do this. Got too much stuff in my pockets to be hopping in like this, but we'll do it anyway. And let's just change our position here with the GoPro, just so you can kind of see. Now, I'm not sitting straight up. If I was sitting straight up, I have a decent amount of increased leg room compared to what I had kind of being slouched down a little bit in a more comfortable position, but there is a good bit of space back here in the back seat of this truck. And we'll take our first glimpse into the front seat. Of course, you're going to have a little bit larger door bin here on the front doors. And while the seats are not power on this truck, they are adjustable. And of course, you have really not a typical glove box. It's not enclosed here with a lid or anything like that, but you do have a lot of storage area right here. And of course, the traditional glove box on the bottom area. But as you can see with the pass-through right here, if we can get the camera to cooperate and turn the right way, the pass-through right there offers a lot of space. There's also some space right inside here. You've got, even though you probably can't see that very well, there are sections there for you to put coins. We'll also find that on the interior of the console. But there is a special surprise that I'll show you once we hop onto the passenger side. It's something you don't see very often in this day and age in any truck. And as we begin to hop into the driver's side here, of course, same setup basically as what you had on the passenger side door. A little more accessories for controlling the mirrors and all that kind of stuff. Here's the controls for your headlights, your adjustment to allow you to adjust the steering wheel, and if you're wondering what this is, that is the turn signal lever. You push it into the down position when you're turning to the left or changing lanes to the left, and the same thing into the up position when you're doing that to the right. Just a little sarcasm for those of you who have made it that far into the video. Yes, you're supposed to give me a courtesy laugh. Now, one thing I like here, I have reviewed some trucks in the past that did not have this feature where there was a grab handle. There was one at every corner except the driver's side door. Well, that's kind of strange, but Ram did not let us down. So very easy to hop here into the interior. Let's hit our push button start. Give you a quick look at the instrument cluster there. And of course, you're going to have your steering wheel mounted controls. And something that we seem to see less of in this day and age, the column shifter. So for those of you who are a fan of the column shifter, there that is. And your steering wheel mounted controls, just a quick look at those. And of course, here is your infotainment screen. And I, of course, like the fact this is nothing that you're not going to see in this day and age, but you do have, of course, the reverse camera. And if you need to change your view, that's what the magnifying glass is for. Hit that plus right there on it. You can change your view if you need to. That's always useful. And of course, a lot of things you just know are already going to be here. Of course, everything for your climate control. Even though it's a lot better today in Northwest Louisiana than it's been in a long time, it's still pretty warm. And the center console here, a very nice size center console, by the way. Just to show you kind of what's in there, you could fit a whole lot of Vehicle Visionary t-shirts in there. You've got connectivity right here with a USB port. And I think Ram expects you to have a lot of spare change, because not only did you have the spare change holder up there in the front, you also have it, like I think I said it earlier, right here in the console. What was that thing I was talking about that this truck has that a lot of trucks don't have, something you don't see very often? Well, you can fold that console up and you have a bench seat. That's right, this truck is a 6-passenger truck, not something we see very often in 2021 or 2022. Now, I sure wish I had the ability to hitch this truck up to something or put a good heavy payload in the rear and kind of tell you how things go in doing so, but we just don't have that option today. But what I can tell you, while the engine is a bit noisy, you really don't pick up a lot of road noise. That's impressive for a truck this size. And typically with a truck like this, you're going to have a bit of a rough ride. Hey, maybe that's the next car I need to review here. What do you think? I don't know if you could hear that when they went by and stepped on it, but going back to this truck we're looking at today, I kind of got distracted there. Imagine that. But I must say, no weight in the bed, no weight on the bumper. And for the road quality here in Northwest Louisiana, I must say I'm really impressed with how this truck rides. Yeah, it's a little bit rough, but you know what? I'm really surprised. It's a lot smoother than I would have expected, especially having the towing and payload capacities that it does. It's a really nice truck. It may not be the top of the line trim level, but you know, you don't necessarily need that. But I will definitely give some very high marks on this truck. Everything's easy to get to. You know, if you're looking for, maybe you're one of those people that I talked about earlier who isn't all that crazy about the new technology, or maybe it's just new to you. You know, this is a good truck because it's not overloaded with technology, but it has enough to definitely make life a lot easier, and that's a good thing. So if you're looking for a 2500 series truck like this, this is a good truck, I can tell you that. And I can tell from just driving it down the road, I haven't really stepped on it very hard or anything like that, but you don't really need to, because that's not what it's about in something like this. But I can definitely tell it's got plenty of power, plenty of torque. It's not going to have any trouble no matter how much weight you put back there. Well, let's just be honest. Obviously, you want to stay within the boundaries of what Ram says this truck is capable of hauling and or pulling, but if you stay within those boundaries, I don't think you're going to have any trouble at all. You may not even know that anything is behind you or in the bed. but I'm impressed with this truck compared to some of the others I've driven. Not to badmouth any other car makers or truck makers, I should say. I'm pretty impressed. I think that Ram has really done a great job over the years of really stepping up their game, and honestly, I would not be surprised to see some other truck makers try and follow suit with some of what you see here. And now that I've spent the last few minutes talking and telling you about this truck, well, now it's your turn. Well, maybe not to talk so much as it is to type or use Siri or whatever it is you do. But tell me down in the comments section, if you plan to buy one of these trucks, what trim level do you plan to buy and what is its primary purpose going to be? Gotta say a special thanks to my friends at Hebert's Town and Country for loaning me this truck for the day, and all of you for being kind enough to give me the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out another of the videos that is on the screen right now, and I will see you there.